Hello everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching hwnews. In the rapidly growing information world, we often come across fake news, misinformation and disinformation. There are efforts to tackle the menace of the fake news. But the question is, who should be in charge of busting fake news? Who should get to decide what is and what isn't fake news? Well, the government has now decided to constitute a fact-checking unit with sweeping powers to determine what is fake or false news related to the business of the central government. Not only that, it will also have the authority to order takedown to intermediaries. Additionally, the government has decided to give more powers to the Press Information Bureau to fact-check any fake, false or misleading information about the central government. The move, however, has received a sharp criticism from media bodies, Editors Guild and internet freedom advocates. Let's understand what are these rules, what the critics are saying and what will be its impact. But before that, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video and comment below it. If you're watching on Facebook, then follow our page and share this video. On Thursday, the Ministry of Electronics and IT notified amendments to the Information Technology Rules 2021. Which allows the ministry to appoint a fact-checking body which will take a call on whether online information related to the central government is accurate. The fact-checking body will be authorized to label content related to the government on online platforms like Facebook and Twitter as fake or misleading. Content marked as such by the body will have to be taken down by the online intermediaries if they wish to retain their safe harbor, which is a legal immunity they enjoy against third-party content. The final rules come months after the ministry in January had first proposed that any piece of news that has been identified as fake by the fact-checking unit of the PIB, the centre's nodal agency to share news updates, will not be allowed on online intermediaries. However, the final draft has removed the reference to PIB. So what do the final rules exactly say? On paper, what the final rules now say is that an online intermediary, including social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, and internet service providers like Airtel, Jio and Vodafone Idea, should make reasonable efforts to not host content related to the central government that is identified as fake or misleading by a fact-check unit that may be notified by the IT ministry. In a sense, if any piece of information is marked as fake by the upcoming fact-check unit, intermediaries will be required to take it down, failing which they would risk losing their safe harbor, which protects them from litigation against third-party content. Social media sites will have to take down such posts and internet service providers will have to block URLs of such content. Now the next question is, what if the intermediaries refuse to take down the content marked as fake by this fact-checking unit? Minister for State for Electronics and Information Technology Rajiv Chandrasekhar said, intermediaries who choose to keep that content will have to deal with the person who is aggrieved in the court of law. It is not mandatory that one has to take down what the notified organization says, but then you have to deal with it in the court of law. IT rules said that the government of India will notify an organization and that organization will be a fact checker of content related to the government for all intermediaries to fight misinformation. Now, the minister also explained if an intermediary chooses not to take down the content after the fact-checking unit asks it to do so, then the intermediary will lose safe harbor for that piece of content. Now, what do the critics say on this? The critics and free press, free speech advocates have raised concerns over the new rules. Even the draft amendments in January invited severe criticism. The Editors Guild of India had then said that the determination of fake news cannot be in sole hands of the government and it will result in censorship of the press. The News Broadcasters and Digital Association said it will have a chilling effect on the media and it should be withdrawn. Now, after the government notified amended rules today, in a statement, the Delhi-based digital rights group Internet Freedom Foundation said that the notification of these amended rules cement the chilling effect on the fundamental right to speech and expression, particularly on news publishers, journalists and activists. The fact-checking unit could effectively issue a takedown order to social media platforms and even other intermediaries across the internet stack, potentially bypassing the process statutorily prescribed under Section 69A of the IT Act 2000. The global rights group Access Now said that while the notified amendment, unlike the previous proposal, does not designate the PIB as the appropriate fact-checking agency, its ultimate effect is the same. It renders government agencies as chosen by METI the final arbiters of truth online, it added. Now, the Editors Guild of India has also noted that it is deeply disturbed by the new IT amendment rules. These amendments, the Editors Guild of India says, will have deeply adverse implications for press freedom in the country. In a statement released today, it said that through the new rules, the union government has given itself the power to constitute a fact-checking unit, which will have sweeping powers to determine what is fake or false or misleading news with respect to any business of the central government, and with instructions to intermediaries, including social media platforms, and other service providers to not host such content. It said, and I quote, "In effect, the government has given itself absolute power to determine what is fake or not in respect of its own work and order takedown. The so-called fact-checking unit can be constituted by the ministry by a simple notification published in the official gazette." Now, there have been several reports on how PIB's fact-checking unit itself needed a fact-check. In December 2019, the Press Information Bureau launched a fact-checking unit simply called as PIB Fact Check. It has handles on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter with a combined following of more than 1.5 lakh. While the unit debunks fake WhatsApp forwards and disinformation, misinformation, oftentimes it has also indulged in labeling media reporting on government policies or decisions as fake. From The Wire, Indian Express, Caravan to Brute, many reports critical of the government have been labeled as fake news by this fact-checking unit. So that brings us to the point of who should take decisions regarding what is fake news and what is not. Ideally, it's a non-partisan person. Any fact-checker has to be fair and not overly leaning towards one particular side, which means those who are accused of something cannot take a decision on whether those accusations are true or false. It's like judges deciding their own cases. Thus, the government decision to constitute fact-checking unit and give powers to the body to unilaterally decide what is fake or not has received criticism. What do you think about this? Share your views in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.